Like
Yes.
you were talking about that brother that stayed in the house 6 months.
Yes.
Well,
That's when you really earned your stripes on that one. I'll give it to you on that one.
well, actually, now I should get a big credit for this one.
Yes.
Because he was flunking his math test because he didn't like the greatest check his answers.
Right.
So I said to him, if you get another F on the math test because you don't check your answers, I'm going to give you 10 problems for every one you get wrong. A week later, he comes home, 14 wrong answers.
So now he's got 140 math.
So I can sit down in this little book and I pick out 140 math problems. And I give them to him in January.
Yes.
So February rolls around, he hadn't done them. So he comes home from school, stays in the house. I would get home from work, we'd have fun and everything. Because I wasn't mad at him.
No.
He can choose when he wants to do them.
Right.
February rolls around,
Yeah.
March rolls around, he's still coming home from school.
Man, that was hurting me.
Because we're having, because as he, and in his adult age, he said we were going to have a battle of the minds. And I'm thinking, okay, you know.
Game on.
Correct. Because it would really be sad for a kid to go from a 7th grade to 12th grade not going out the house after school.
Because
I'm thinking,
you were willing. That's
because I'm thinking 6 years is not too long for me because I'm going to be around. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
So,
and you'll be living your life. You'll be
correct.
going to work and having your fun.
And we weren't mad at each other because when I got home, we'd play around and
Right.
everything, but there's just no going out.
Right.
So May rolls around and he thinks, and he had tickets for this dance in June.
Uh-huh.
So he says, no, Toby got mad at him and it was May.
Uh-huh.
And she said, you better get those problems done or I'm gonna kill you. And so Toby is interfering with my style.
Well, right,
You
right.
know,
So
'cause you know-
she's creating a lot of conflict.
Correct. Because
And
you don't kill a kid over math problems. Right.
that's a little extreme.
And if you
or threaten them.
and if you threaten to kill him, you better be willing to kill him. So you don't throw out those idle threats, because
Right.
you know I'm not gonna let you kill him.
Yeah, you can't kill a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say, you know, and then I would testify against her.
Yeah, you have to
Right.
testify. against
And if I
yeah.
testified against her, she goes to jail.
Jail. You don't
I get her mobile stopped. So she's got a lot to lose. So anyway, I said, getting late May, and I said to Chris, I said, you know, if you don't get those problems done, you aren't going to be going to that June dance. And so after Toby threatened him, he stayed up
all
Friday,
night.
yeah, all weekend, light on in his room all night. So Sunday night he brings me in 80 problems. And I looked at the 80 problems. I said, you owe me 140 problems. He said, well, I didn't get the rest done. I said, and some of these 80 aren't correct.
All right.
And he said, well, which ones are wrong? I said, no, you got
You
to
got to
check
check
your
them.
answer.
Right.
So I gave them all back to him. So he went back to work. So now we're at the end of May, and he's down to 8 problems.
8.
8,
So May, that's 5 months
yes.
in the house.
Yeah. Well, he was going to school,
Yeah, but he wasn't going.
but self-chosen,
Right. Yeah.
right? So then he got it down to 8 problems. We were like a week from the dance, and we were like actually leaving town that Friday. And I
You were
told him
going like
that.
the Jazz Fest or something.
Yeah. So that Sunday, he slipped the problems under the door about 8 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
8 of them, they were all wrong. So I slipped them back under the door, said wrong. So then about midnight, problems came back under the door again. So I looked at the problems and I didn't grade them. So when I got home, you know, we had that blackboard in the kitchen.
Yeah.
When I got home, he said, there was a note. Pops, you told me you wanted me to enjoy my life. I gave you those papers and you wouldn't grade them so I could go out. I erased the board. Chris, I gave you these problems back in January and you chose to wait till now to try and get them done. And so that's on you. Love, Pops. Right?
Love Pops.
So Wednesday night, he had it down to 4 problems. And I told him, I said, you know, we're leaving Friday morning. So Thursday night, down to 2 problems.
Man.
So when we left, I told John, I said, John, he can't go to the dance because he didn't get all those problems done.
Man.
Now, here's where I get my big credit. I was having this, you know, I call him Sarge, right?
Yeah,
Obviously,
sorry.
right?
Yes.
So I was having a conversation with Sarge last year.
Right.
And he said, you know, he was fighting over in Iraq, right?
Yes.
So they were having this battle, and one of his leaders panicked and called a strike in on top of them.
Uh-huh.
Called the wrong coordinates. in.
Oh, wow.
And Chris said he snatched the
Walkie-talkie.
walkie-talkie from the his sergeant, whatever it was, because Chris was a sergeant,
Right.
lieutenant, I guess. And he snatched it from him and said, negative, that's the wrong coordinates. The coordinates should be such and such and such and such, because you're about to drop the ordnance on us. So it would have killed like his whole platoon. And he said to me, he said, you know, Pops, I guess that math that you made me do came in handy.
Yeah, it all came right. So you definitely get a credit on that.
So
Now,
to me, that's a credit.
up until that time, I'm sure Chris would have said that was a debit, because that's a long time. I mean, again, I was pained by watching this go down. But I was also getting a little bit of a thrill out of it, because it's like, see, you didn't have to go through any of this with me. You were just kind of coasting. You were kind of like mailing it in with me. And then Chris comes along, and he's testing all of your patience.
Yeah, but see, he's like a bad test, because I'm gonna pass. Because you know, I don't say where did I go wrong. I don't say like you're just doing this to make me mad. And I always said that a parent should be able to make a kid madder than the kid can make the parent.
I like that theory.
So if you start from that theory, then
yeah.